Hi guys, welcome back to Transits and Tactics. We are excited today again, another transit, another new energy, new experiences, how to navigate this, and hopefully this will prove to be a very valuable series for you, as it is for me personally, and Anita, I'm sure it is for you as well. It just really pays off to be attuned to what's happening cosmically. So then when you are facing certain situations, you know how to make your decisions. Yes, of course, we're talking about human design a lot. So your authority is number one guide, but also you sometimes will know, for example, this week. So let's talk about this week. We have the solar transit in the gate of privacy, revelations, looking within, the personal stories, the secrets of others. So this is all about this kind of private and secret information. And it is also a time where the gate 33, it sits on your throat center. And the voice of that gate is, I remember or I don't remember. So there is a lot of reflection and there's a lot of memories and there's a lot of looking into your past stories to hear and see where you are now. And in a way, it's like a calm before the storm. And we're not talking about the storm as in something bad is about to happen, although there is a lot of emotional instability this week that you might be dragged into. So try and avoid conflict or excessive emotional outbursts, maybe mass events. This is the time to be alone. This is the time to be detached. And it's a really, really good time because, everything always works in like a synergy, right? So this is the time to look within at your stories, at your memories, at your past. So being within others can also be a little bit triggering. This is very interesting. And also for guides, if you are a guide, this is also about, the wisdom that can be spoken through the words. So what you say and how you say it is really, really important. And actually, for the last few weeks, we had all these throat gates. We had this whole theme of how you express yourself, especially last two transits, where the storytelling and then the leadership and, who are you, how you're showing up. But right now, it's also about the guidance. And it's a kind of guidance that you have to take responsibility what you're saying, because, it can be taken very differently depending on how you express yourself. In a way, one of the examples that I've in my research I came across and I thought it was really brilliant is about parenting. As a parent, if you're talking, for example, to a difficult teenager, there's a certain way you can speak to be heard, to be empowered, to create connection, or to just be like, the answer would be talk to the hand, the face is not listening, right? And so this is really as for us as coaches, for us as guides, to listen to reflect on what's going on, to be very responsible into what we're sharing. But at the same time, it's such a good time to share your personal truths and in a way to be raw with it, to be authentic, because your audience right now seeks that authenticity and depth from you. So if you feel like there's something you want to share, even if you're just sharing it through, blogging or recording videos, I find myself already this last few hours or a couple of days, I'm already now writing a lot, I'm sharing a lot, it's pouring. So let it come out of you. It doesn't need to be one-on-one interaction where you're maybe confronting, people. So this could be done in your private space and private time, but yet this is the time for you to also express your authenticity, which is really, really cool. And we are grounded then by the gate 19, which is the earth is in gate 19, is the gate of wanting. And this is where we are looking at our resources, spiritual, physical resources. What do we need for the breakthrough to happen? And as I was saying, that 1111 alarm on my phone that says slow down to accelerate rang, because right now actually is the time to slow down and not to accelerate. We are slowing down so the breakthrough can happen. So it's not a time for major acts to be taking major kind of action, but it is a time of looking at minor detail that can be in preparation for this breakthrough. And you can see minor actions bringing bigger results, you can just see that. So that's the way I'm definitely already experiencing this, loving this energy, loving the whole reflection that it brings in before something big happens. And in my personal life, something big is happening. By the way, while I'm saying this, I am not revealing what it is, because this week, especially if you have gate 13, which is the gate of a listener, there is a chance to reveal the secrets that you don't want to reveal to the public. So watch for some sort of leakage of information online, on social media, and all the drama that can unfold, because there is this kind of tendency. So if there's something that's close to your heart and you don't want to reveal it, maybe don't be like Juliet and overshare, and just keep the power within. You know, next week there's going to be different transits where a lot of power can be, you know, shared, and that will be the time. Annita, how are you experiencing this transit?
Absolutely. I'm really enjoying this as well. And as you said, remembering and telling your secrets of if you have the gate 13, you'll say hello, how are you in the supermarket, and people will tell you their life story. So you do have to know
Yes.
what to do with that, you know. But what I'd love to add today is where the transits are actually supporting these massive changes that we're seeing in the workplace, right? So because how we remember things and trying to keep things the same, trying to keep things in a lot, you know, looking for the happy ever after. We've run out of that timing. It genuinely, the timing for that has changed. And when we say that the stars are aligned to support you in these changes, they really are. So I want to talk about Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, or Jupiter and Saturn and the way they dance together, because Saturn is our work energy, or the discipline that we need to keep our work going. Jupiter is the rewards we receive with that. So this is a really key and juicy connection that happens every 20 years. And this time we had this conjunction in December 2020. So post-COVID, where all work ethics had to change, we had to work from home, we had to, you know, try to adjust our work in different ways as entrepreneurs. And this is part of why it moved from earth signs, which earth and water, which has been occupying for the last 800 years, into air and fire signs, which is fast, it's furious, it's adaptable, it's like moving forward. No such thing as try to stick with one thing forever. It's really be adaptable, adjust your skills, trust yourself. And it's been in the 0 degrees of Aquarius, which means find that inner independence and accept your limitations as a human being. You know, we're not supposed to be necessarily the all-rounder. Sometimes limits are just really defining who you are, not actually limiting you, right? So it's really key here. So knowing your limitations, embracing them, and stop trying to be something you're not, right? So that's the Aquarius aspect. But the two Jupiter and Jupiter is in Gemini, and Saturn is in Pisces. So what we're finding here is a huge letting go of those old opinions, those old way of doing things, and really stepping into your authority. To, as you said, with the storytelling, to rewrite the story in a way that supports you moving forward. And this is so important for manifesting, because move from feeling lost as a grief and oh no, I'm missing something, into anticipating what's next. And it's just like, it's so powerful. We're moving into a square with these at the moment. It started in December 2020 with the new conjunction. And now we're moved into the opening square, which is you're going to get loads of ideas. You're going to have loads of different inspirations and go with them. And yet at the same time, don't attach to them emotionally. And that's why this gate 19 is important, because the tendency here can be to cling on to things that are no longer necessary. So, you know, don't necessarily attach to the ideas, but if you stay in connection with your decision strategy, you'll be able to go with the flow of these movements, of these changes, in a way that really serves you all the way through. So that's what I wanted to say today. Like, we have this new 20-year cycle started December 2020. We've already seen the impact in the workplace. And as entrepreneurs, I can't tell you how much my work has changed in the last 4 years, you know.
Yes. Yeah, I
Really.
agree. This is actually amazing. I wrote down for myself because you might hear me kind of in a way borrowing what you just said, and to say, go from fear of missing out to anticipation of the new. Because I think when change happens, this is the only way to be. This is the only way you can trust your journey, is anticipating the new, not missing out. If you're changing careers, if you're pivoting in your business, if you're having a lull, and in the online business, we do not have this consistent, like, income. It really is. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be fast and famine pattern, but it's never a straight line. Some people, maybe with some businesses, yes, but it's almost an accident. It's a normal thing to have, for example, summer lulls. In my business, summertime is a very quiet time. I'm not really even doing any launches, anything. I am just enjoying my summer and creating a lot of visibility, what I can, right? Last year I wrote a book. This year I was planning to write a book, but I have some big personal events coming up. So, maybe later. It's okay to let go. And this is another thing. It's okay to let go to past ideas, past way of being, past way of thinking. This is the time. This week is really good to assess this. Get your journals, grab your notes. I have a big to-do list this week, is to look at my notes. I take a lot of notes. I even have like ideas dumping journal where I just write things, and sometimes they sit there for a year or more. One of my best offers in my business was in that journal for a year before I even did anything about it, because it needed to cook, it needed to digest. There is time for everything. So maybe right now is the time to revisit that. And this is where that voice of the gate, I remember or I don't remember. What is in the past? What is there? What can you do? Some small things to move forward, but also what can you let go of? And be okay with that, and anticipate that something new is coming, which is such a wonderful, wonderful feeling. By the way, if you have a second line in your profile, the second line is here to live with anticipation of the new. And a lot of second line people jump on all the calls, whether they're right or wrong for them, then get very disappointed or grab onto something that doesn't serve them, and they're so afraid to let go. And yet you are here, you're born for this anticipation. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, wow, this is this feeling of joy. This is the feeling of like, wow, I'm just sightseeing here. I'm going somewhere. Something is going to unravel. There is beauty in that attitude in life. So I feel like this is, even as I say this, I feel so supported by the universe, by the transits, by this energy right now. So this is a wonderful, wonderful time now for forgiveness. Train your awareness, give and receive love, and through, with the online visibility, content. Wow, content. Give that depth, give that authenticity. Let go of the need of, I don't know, short form content that doesn't show your depth, that doesn't show your who you really are, and go deeper. That's what your audience really wants. That's why people connect to us, because they connect to us on a very, very deep level. So hope that this is useful for you guys. We will see you on the next week's or the next transit, which is not necessarily in the week's time. It's usually 6 days for a transit, sometimes a little less. And good things are coming. So go into that retreat, go into that private space, avoid conflict, avoid emotional outbursts. All is well. Focus on what you have within and sharing that. See you later, guys. Bye.